Okay, so today we're going to be talking about latitude and longitude. On this next slide, we can see this is our globe, and this imaginary line that runs from west to east is our equator. What we're going to be talking about today are all of these lines above the equator and all of the lines below the equator. Now, if we're thinking of our compass rose, we know that this is west and this is east. Now our equator is located at 0 degrees. 0 and the little degree symbol. Okay, so 0 degrees is our equator. It runs from the west to the east, east to the west. All of these white lines run from the west to the east, east to the west. They never cross over. So if we're looking at a ladder, a good way that we're going to remember latitude is like a ladder. And all these runs or steps of a ladder, they never cross over each other, and they all run from the west to the east, or from the east to the west. So just like a ladder. Now, over here, we have longitude. How we're going to remember longitude is it has the word long in it. And these lines are long, okay? Prime meridian, it is located at 0 degrees. So the prime meridian is at 0 degrees and the equator is at 0 degrees. And we know these two imaginary lines because these two lines break up our globe into 4 hemispheres. So our prime meridian, it doesn't run from west to east, but it runs from north to south, just like our compass rose. So the prime meridian runs north to south. Now, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of these white lines that run the same way as the prime meridian, from the north to the south. North to the south. All of these white lines are going the same direction as the prime meridian. This is the line of latitude and the line of longitude. If we're going back to latitude, and let's say I want to mark myself right here, big old X. Well, again, this is 0 degrees. Each line represents 10 degrees. So this would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. At the very top, it can't go above 90 degrees. And this is 90 degrees north of the equator. And again, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. At the bottom is 90 degrees. But instead of north, it is 90 degrees south of the equator. So remember, our equator is this red line. If we're going up above the equator, we're going to the north. If we're going below the equator, we're going to the south. So where I put a big X on, remember, each of these are representing 10 degrees. They go up by 10 and down by 10. So if I'm trying to find where am I located on this X, I would say, well, if I look at my line of latitude, I'm at 10 degrees north, because I'm at 10 degrees north of the equator. Well, what if I jump down right here and I put 2 X's? Well, I want to know what line of latitude am I on where I put the double X's. Well, I always start at my equator, which is 0, and I know we're jumping each line by 10. So this would be 10, and the next line would be 20. 20 degrees. So if I go back to my double X's and I want to know, where am I look at 0, I jump down 10, 20. So now I'm at 20 degrees. This is the symbol for degrees. But I'm not up north anymore. I'm now to the south. Okay? And that is how we locate and label our lines of latitude. We always start at the equator, which is 0, and we're jumping up by tens all the way to 90 degrees north up at the North Pole, and all the way down to 90 degrees south at the South Pole. Anything above the equator is north, anything below the equator is south. Now, jumping back to our lines of longitude, how we're going to remember that is that these lines are long. They run from the north to the south, just like the prime meridian, which is located at 0 degrees. Just like the lines of latitude, these are all labeled by 10. So this would be 10 degrees. And this would be 10 degrees. Then it would go to 20. And then it would go to 20. And they would keep jumping by tens. So, prime meridian is at 0. This would be 10 degrees. Remember, the compass rose west and east. This would be 10 degrees west of the prime meridian. This would be 20 degrees west of the prime meridian, 30 degrees west, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Over here, prime meridian, 10 degrees east of the prime meridian, 20 degrees east of the prime meridian, and it keeps jumping by tens. So if I put an X right here on this white line, what would it be? I would be located 20 degrees west of the prime meridian.